Hello footies and welcome back to my channel. My name is John, also known as Foot Coaching, and today I will be telling you about my new coaching options. So over the last couple of months I've been coaching many of you, and thank you for that. And many of you also sent me some feedback about my coaching, and also I got lots of requests of returning to streaming and putting some more content to YouTube. And one of the things I took into consideration of changing to my coaching options is that I wanted to make it more available for everyone and spread the knowledge. So that's why I'm introducing some more options, which I will take you into more depth right away. But first, I want to take you to my mindset where I wanted to come from. And that is, I want to make it more accessible, like I said, but I also want it more affordable. So the options which were available before, those remain available and will not change. But on all options, I think that's the biggest change, you can have a little bit of a discount, and you can see all the discounts available and all the options available, of course, on footcoaching.com. You can get a discount if you allow me to use the footage online. Of course, no real names will be used, your gamer tag will not be shown, so it is very privacy secured. No problems there. But if you allow me to use the footage online, I will be able to share those videos with more people so everyone can benefit from it. And you get a little bit of a discount in return. So I think that's a good proposition as well. If I am allowed to use that footage online, what I will do, I will stream your analysis. I will stream it live on air. You will get that video, of course, from the analysis, just as before. But people that are tuning in can also look into the video, and after a week or so I will put that video also on YouTube for everyone to follow and to see. If you want, I can share your social media handles as well, so get more traffic to your own channels if you want that. If not, that's perfectly fine, we'll just use the footage on its own. And if you still want to do the old-fashioned way where you don't want to share anything, that's fine, the regular price is there and nothing changes for everyone. Something new that I will be offering is a cheaper option, which will not be data driven. You will not see the fancy KPI dashboards. We will just take your match, we'll put it online, that's online only. And what we will do is we'll stream the live analysis of your video. You'll still get that video. It will be not longer than about 20 minutes long. Everyone on Twitch is able to see it, and also on YouTube people will be able to see that as well. But it is definitely a bit cheaper, or a lot cheaper than the other options I have available. It will be faster because the video will be shorter as well, and I will be able to schedule it on the normal streaming days, which I'll also be announcing very shortly. Start with Foot Coaching Controlled. Foot Coaching Controlled is my data-driven analysis. In this situation, I encode all actions taken by you in a match which you've sent to me. It can be on YouTube, or you just send the file itself, and I'll be able to run it through the software and get the data going. And one way of showing that data is in this key performance indicator dashboard, which will show right here. And what this does in this example, you'll see, let me hover over it, some passing. You see the passing is overall good, but there are some improvements possible. You can see the goals, etc., etc. You can run through all these statistics. These are not the same statistics as you see after ending a game of FIFA. This is what I think are important, hence why I call them key. It shows different things, and the beauty of this software and the beauty of data is that data does not lie. So as example here, we can go into goals and we can show the goals which the trainee in this situation actually scored himself. A simple click gets us that goal. Not only does this show this footage, in this example this goal, which was very nicely done, but it also gives us options to edit this, save this, send it to a presentation mode, or share this through one of the sharing software possibilities. But one of the cool features is, of course, that we can add animation, and this is something that we definitely will be doing to give more depth into these analysis. So not only do we use data to find back the right moments in the match, but we can also add some context to it. And that can be all kinds of things, and it can also be animated. It's, as you can see above, it is made possible by Clip, Draw, Animate. If you want more info on the software yourself, let me know as well. But for example, here you can already see how I can draw it, and it shows a back line, and we can enhance this, we can zoom in, we can do all kinds of interesting features. For example, highlight the player which we should pass it to, as you can see here, or we can mark some space that's opening up. For example, this opens up. This is of course just an example, and we can add anything else here. We can also zoom in if needed. Let me show that for a second. We can, for example, zoom in on the player holding the ball here, which is also animated. You can make this as fancy as possible, but what we do not want is make it too fancy. We just want to make clear what's going on. Usually very easy to do, very easy to show, and it goes for all analysis, including of course controlled, where this is possible. A feature which is very nice and which really helps people understand, for example, on the new dynamic runs, is if we select a player and we actually let those players be animated through this video. So this is all possible in the foot coaching controlled sessions, which are data-driven analysis. Another example of analytics which we can do is, of course, the infamous heat maps. And this is an example of a heat map where we show where the trainee in this situation loses the ball the most, and we can make this all kinds of different statistics. We will not show them all, but for example, where does the opponent score the goals from? We can also show it here. So this is where the opponent scores his goal, and we can show that all kinds of situations. Of course, we can say, okay, where did the tackling go wrong the most? Where did you mistime your tackles? And we can definitely show those as well. Or in this situation, show different stats, heat maps. Basically, you can name it. We can also show the skill moves. You name it, and we can actually make it. And as you see here, sometimes there's no skill moves, and it says we can't show skill moves. And there is no lying. Data does not lie. I already said that, but basically, sometimes we have the discussion, and that goes for especially good players. They can't imagine that they're not using a certain side of the pitch, for example. And that's the biggest advantage of using data-driven analytics. So that's foot coaching controlled. What you get is one video about 30 minutes long, which starts with this dashboard as an example, and will deep dive into at least, actually maximum of 2 focus points, and we build that up. We show why we should work on that, how we should work on that, and the beauty of this is if you want to book a second session or we continue this, we can actually compare all this data to each other, so we can see, oh, how did session 1 go, how is session 5 going, and where did we improve. And because it's data, it doesn't lie, and it is very effective in helping people improve. So that's a foot coaching control. The next option is foot coaching elite. What is foot coaching elite? Well, foot coaching elite starts out with a standard, so to speak, foot coaching controlled data-driven analysis. We get one video, we do analyze it, and I do send you that video back, which consists, like I said, about maximum of 30 minutes. Shows you 2 focus points to improve upon. But what we also do is we'll schedule a video call where I open up the tools, open up my camera and my microphone, of course, and we can discuss what we are seeing and discuss how you should work upon it. It does not mean we're playing friendlies with each other to try and work on it. I've heard that a lot, but I don't think that works. But I think the elite version is really good at giving you, for example, a video analysis back on a Monday, plan a coaching call on a Thursday and a Friday, so you have a week to practice upon. And if there's still something not clear there, or there's still something left which you want to discuss with me, or you've noticed while practicing, we can easily do that in a call. In the past, we booked 2 sessions for this, but we found that is actually not necessary if we do it combined with a call very shortly behind the first video analysis. So that's foot coaching and elite, which is the video of food coaching controlled. Next up is food coaching online, which is, as the name already suggests, an online option only. You will always can find your own gameplay and your analysis back on twitch.tv/foodcoaching and on YouTube, which is youtube.com/foodcoaching. It is the cheapest option available, and it is a hefty price cheaper than the others. And that is basically because you already consent to me sharing your footage. It will be unwise for you to share your gamer tag, but if it's there, you've also given permission to do so. What we'll do here is we will open your video live on stream. We will still press the recording button and actually send you that video, but the video will not take longer than approximately 20 minutes. And of course, everyone is able to see the analysis being completed while we play. And one of the advantages that people can learn from each other, and the other advantage, of course, that it is much cheaper than the other one. But one of the things that is lacking in this option will be data-driven analysis. There will be no key performance indicator dashboard present. There will be no way of looking back to certain situations. What we will do is, and I will show this in this example, we will open up the video as I normally would. So in this example, we'll open up this gameplay you've sent. We'll be playing that from minute 1, and we'll talk, people listening and or watching us, through what we'll see. And when we think the time is due and we see something interesting which might be worth highlighting, we'll just freeze the frame. We will, of course, explain what we'll be doing, and we will open up our tools, the same software which we use for gathering data, but now only the clip draw animated side of it, to highlight certain situations. For example, show where you could pass to, open up passing lanes for another option, just some footage to show, or in this case, how the opponent is defending and where the space would be available. All different options, still fancy looking software. It is the way we started coaching a couple of years back. It is the way which I think is very good and entry level, and that's why we brought it back for the food coaching online sessions. It is, however, I think not the best way to improve in the end, but definitely a good starting point, and the advantage is that many people will be able to learn from what we'll be discussing. And who knows, maybe by discussing this online, I actually be able to learn from it myself. So that's food coaching online, the cheapest version, but I think still worth its money big time. And remember, whenever you take this session, you are consenting anyways to using the footage online. Something else I quickly want to touch on is our daily FIFA podcast. It's called Food in Review, and I recorded with my dear friend Ingvi. It is available on all podcast services around the world. And why do I talk about the podcast in a coaching video? Well, it's also a way of getting into our community and getting more discount options. So if you go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/foodinreview, there are several options available, and the cheapest is just €3. And that one also gives you 5% discount on all coaching services. And that includes the online services. Even the online services, there's no way of getting any discounts on that one, for example, but this one does give you that. So go to patreon.com/foodinreview for more discount options